I'm Amber Hurdle with Amber Hurdle Consulting, and today I want to talk to you about my three-step process for positioning yourself as the only option. And you can use this in many different situations. And today I'll give you examples when it comes to selling, when it comes to interviewing, and then also when it comes to recruiting talent. And so the three-step process is always, 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 I want you to think about you, about me, about us. So when I say about you, I don't mean you. I mean, I want you to think about when you're in front of a person about you. Take the attention off of you. Nobody cares about what you have to offer unless you relate it to them. So I want you to sit and think or stand and think when you're in front of somebody about you, the person that you are trying to persuade. So the very first question I want you to ask when it's about you is, what problems do they need solved? Okay? What problems do they need solved? Why would they be interested in you to begin with? Because they're just looking for new friends? Because they just like to spend money for not solving problems? Probably not. So always think first about you and then think about me. Why am I the person who can solve that problem? Why me? So it's about you. Then we point it back about me. And then we have to make it all click about us. Why are we a fit? Because just because you have a problem and I know I can solve it doesn't necessarily mean that we are a fit from a relationship standpoint, whether that is a transactional relationship or beyond. This is how it works. So about you, about me, about us. Let's break that down. So first of all, let's talk about selling. About you. You might be frustrated in your role right now. Perhaps you're having a difficult time leading and managing employees virtually. That's new to you. Perhaps you're not getting the type of opportunities or the raises or the promotions that you're looking for. Perhaps it's that your team is not engaged and you have turnover. These are all really big, costly problems, and they also hit your ego. So it's likely that you're experiencing some confidence issues because you know that you're a firecracker, or you know that you have a history of success, but right now you're having these challenges and it's eating away at your self-esteem. Okay. Pretty big problems, pretty standard problems, right? Or maybe it's just you don't even understand your value. And so you don't know how to define your value. You certainly don't know how to position your value. That's another big problem. Okay. So about you, that's who you are. Let's talk about me. Why am I the person to solve that problem? Well, I've been doing it for 8 years across the world. I have history in Fortune 100 companies. I've worked with CEOs, I've worked with celebrities, I've worked with everyone in between, and I have been hired repeatedly to go into large organizations and small organizations alike to solve these problems. And I have case study after case study of how my 5-step system works within organizations and individuals. That's why I am the person to solve the problem. Now, the unique part about me is that I was a teen mom. I had my first kid when I was 16 years old. So I had to figure out my own value. I had to define my value and I had to position my value so that I could become an executive thought partner, so that I could serve and help celebrities. You don't go from teen mom to being a high level consultant without some kind of path, right? So I've proven it for myself, and that's what makes me unique in being able to solve your problem. Now, about us, why are we a fit? Well, if you're a whiner or complainer, we're not. Okay. But if you're a person who wants to be spoken to with respect, but also have somebody speak to you directly. If you like somebody to shoot you straight, but do it from a place of care and integrity, then we're a fit. Okay. So about you, here are your problems. About me, here's how I solve them and how I can do that uniquely and what my unique experience is, what my body of accomplishments say. And then how are we a fit or not? Because you don't want to be a fit with everybody because it'll be uncomfortable. And then you'll have that PETA type situation, pain in the boop, right? Okay. So that is how you sell. Let's talk about interviewing. All right. Again, about you, about me, about us. What problems does the company have? And it's not that they need somebody to fill that seat and fog a mirror. There's certain things going on in that company in this season of time that present opportunities for you specifically. Okay. You might not have been a good fit for that 10 years from now, or 10 years ago, or 10 years from now. But right now in the company's history, where their business strategy goes, you can go, right? So you need to understand those problems, ask thoughtful questions, do your homework while you're on those websites, look at their social media, check out their Glassdoor, ask the recruiter, ask the people who are in the hiring team, what's going on in the company right now. Only then do you start talking about yourself. They have your resume. If you've made it that far, they know what your briefcase looks like, okay? But you also need to show that you can solve those problems uniquely. Tell stories, go back in your history, reference the times where you solve problems just like that. Don't just say you can do it, prove you can do it with a compelling story pulling from your past. And then, of course, the about us, you need to understand if you're a cultural fit. I noticed on your website that you have the values of X, Y, and Z. Here's how those values came to life in my previous roles. This is how I stand behind the value of integrity. This is how I make the value of teamwork live and breathe in my day to day. Okay. So about you, what's the company's current problems that you're interviewing for? About me, how do you bring in your experience through the power of storytelling to ensure that they understand you are the right person for that job in this moment at this exact time? And even if they think they know how to solve that problem, give them an alternative. Even if they think that they know what the solution is, really all you need to know is what the problem is, because you might have some innovation and offer an alternative solution that they haven't even thought of yet. So don't pigeonhole yourself when you find out about them, but address about you, address about me, and then address about us from that cultural perspective and why you're a fit for that family. Now, when you're recruiting, it's the same thing. When you're putting out a job ad, always talk about the candidate first. Everyone loves to hear about themselves. They don't want to hear about how you are a culture of excellence and you have exceptional customer service and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about that anymore. Okay. They want to know what's in it for me. With them, what's in it for me. So tell the candidate, we are looking for a bubbly, spirited person who never wants to be in the office because they're constantly out on sales calls. That will completely eliminate the people who think they're never going to have to get out from behind their desk or their computer, right? So tell them about them. What are their characteristics? What are the behavioral drives of this particular position? What are the personality types? What type of work are they going to be doing day to day? Lure them in by telling them who they are, and then talk about me. Here's the job. Here are the top 7 primary areas of responsibility that this position is going to have. Don't give them the big laundry list of every duty they might ever have to experience in their career with you, just those top things. So you're talking about them and who they are and what type of person you're trying to attract, then talk about you and the job, and then about us. Again, hit that culture piece. This is how we do business. In the about me section, you're talking about what you're going to do. And then the about us is how we're going to do it. So if you put that kind of a job description out, if you put that kind of a job ad out on Indeed, on LinkedIn, on Facebook Jobs, or whatever, you're going to have such a higher rate of applicants, because you're actually talking about the person that you're trying to attract and not just blah, 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 wonk, wonk, wonk. Okay. So I'm going to say it one more time. I've said it about 30 times in this very short video. The 3-step process to positioning yourself as the only option is to constantly ask, or to constantly remind yourself to say, I need to know about you. You need to know about me. And then we can know about us. I challenge you to apply it, and then post something on my social media, go over to Facebook or Instagram or anywhere and let me know how it worked, or email me at amber@amberhurdle.com. And if you want more of this type of advice and a deeper dive with peer support, then I want you to go over to amberhurdle.com/Velvet Machete Leadership Academy. We will be enrolling again at the end of October, and I hope that you will consider getting on the wait list so we can let you know when we are ready for the cart to open. We just finished with our first online virtual class. It was 8 weeks. You get a complete digital and physical certification. So that's great for expense and reimbursement programs at your organization, and also hits many of the marks for the professional development budgets that are in place, even for the largest of companies. So we had everyone from Fortune 100 to solopreneurs, and it was a fabulous experience. The Velvet Machete Academy students have now graduated into the Velvet Machete Leadership Society. And so they will be on a monthly membership journey together, and we're looking for the next class. So if that sounds like you, if you want to truly be able to define and position your value and then move through the other processes that I will take you through in order to maximize your influence, then certainly check out the link in the description and we will get you all set up. Until next time.